once more. Back to have a little bit of fun. I'm Joe, and this is Morg, and we are two B's from Lil D. And this week, we are chatting about all those, I don't know, a lot of weird stuff has happened this week, Morg.
I feel like jokes. I feel like we got a little theme here.
Oh,
like
jokes.
Either the people we're talking about are a joke, or we're talking about jokes that have occurred.
And as always, we've got jokes, whether you like it or not.
That's right.
But before we get further into that, Morg, we got a little bit of baggage.
Hell yeah. That's why I'm here.
Morg, I thought this one was kind of fun. So this one, if you recall, we did an episode post Harry and Meghan Markle's interview with Oprah, remember?
Oi! Yeah, I remember.
There it is. And that is exactly what it is about, Morg, because we were really holding on to that British accent, and I think it was not good.
Oh, we offended people?
Well, I don't know if we offended people, but we definitely were like, got a request that was, if you're going to do a bad British accent, what do you think a bad American accent might sound like?
I mean, I think we showed them when we did Matthew McConaughey's accent.
Well, Morg, that's Texan. And I stand by, I think you nailed it. I think you have a future in Matthew McConaughey impersonations.
Oh, good. I can get out of the office any day now. I could tell them that. I could leave at any moment and start impersonating Matthew McConaughey, okay?
Morg's headed straight to Hollywood Boulevard, y'all. She gonna strap on a cowboy hat?
No, I just need to stay here in Austin, and he'll be like, Morgan, go to this restaurant. So decoy.
Decoy. We just need to get you a little greasy-haired wig.
I could do it.
Give up on the deodorant, Morgan.
I would do it in a heartbeat. I bet he'd pay me really well.
I don't know, though. I mean, I feel like now we're going off on a Matthew McConaughey tangent, which I'm not surprised. But I feel like I could also see him expecting you to do it out of the goodness of your heart, because y'all are true Texans, and Texans look out for one another.
Oh my God, you're right. I wouldn't get paid at all. He'd be like, thanks for doing me a solid. I'd be like, what?
I was just sweating. What?
Okay, you're right. That was not the question. Apologies. If you're just now tuning in, we do these a lot, and we have nice little tangents that you get to listen to. But as far as this question goes, so they sound like they want us to do our worst American accent, because we were talking smack about British accents.
Yeah. So I'm imagining here, if you could imagine how the American accent might fall on foreign ears, how does it sound?
What setting should I be in? Should I be like how they hear our news?
I think that is artistically up to you.
Oh, okay. So I'm a British man or woman, 50 to 60 years old. I'm tuning in. I just want to see what's happening in America. This is what I hear. I don't know what they
Like, do you think we have any expressions or anything?
Like that they think we say all the time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hamburger sales are up 100%. I don't know. I feel like they have, of course, like characteristics of Americans, but I really don't know how they think we sound. Like I can't portray what I think that we'd sound like. No.
So what I feel like I've heard several times is like nasally, like, and I feel like I've heard a few British people do an American accent. And I feel like, okay, like I'm picturing myself, I am a young girl, whatever, studying abroad in France. And I'm sitting out having some wine with my friend. And we're like, oh my God, can you believe it? What are we going to do? It's the best. It's the best. It's literally the best. Mercy for the bean.
Okay. I see that. Yes.
You know, I mean, maybe I just feel like it's.
Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Oh, Mercy.
It's like butchering it. Like you're not even trying. S'il vous plaît.
But we are trying, okay? I was that girl.
That's so true. I think we've all been that girl. And you're right. I can't hate, because I definitely feel like I have been an ignorant American many a occasion.
Yeah. I mean, well... Yeah, I definitely have tried to say words in French and they sound exactly like that. So bad. And you know what? The thing is, it's like, I tried. I'm like, I heard your beautiful French accent, and I was really trying to mirror that. That's the worst part.
Yeah, so Morg, I don't know if you remember this, but before we went on our trip to Europe, I remember you were trying to learn a few things in Spanish, and I was like, well, if Morg is learning a few things in Spanish, I'm going to try to learn a few things in French. And so I was using Rosetta Stone French, and Morg, like, I could not even get past the numbers. Like the Rosetta Stone was like not letting me pass. I want to say it was like 12 or something, or two.
Okay.
It was like do, and it was like constantly. It just, if you don't get it right, it doesn't let you move on. It just like keeps repeating it back to you, and I couldn't get it. And I was like, I don't understand how you say. Am I not saying do here? Like do, do, toi. Like what am I saying that's not two?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Very stressful.
So I gave up.
I feel like if and that is why we went to France and sounded like this. Je m'appelle Morgan.
Cafe, anglais, parlez-vous anglais?
Oh, it's so bad. Yeah. I don't feel like Spanish was much better, but thankfully I had taken that as my foreign language in high school. So there was at least some, passing of some of the modules going on.
Yeah. Well, and that was, I don't know, Morg, because that to me, now that I speak Spanish, I can hear like an American accent now. I mean, of course I still have an accent, but I can really hear like what people who are just speaking Spanish like they would English sounds like, and it's rough.
Oh man. Yeah, this just made me all think of I worked with a gentleman on one of my teams, and he was from France, and he had a friend that worked on Delta Airlines that would bring candy back from France for him when they'd do their trips. And so he would always bring it to work, and they were like Laffy Taffies. They would have jokes in French on them.
Uh-huh.
And so I don't know, just for fun during like breaks or whatever, we'd open them up and we'd read them to him. And then we'd like ask him what the joke was, because we didn't know, but we were like reading in French, and he would like not know what we were saying because it was like a horrible, he was like, I'm going to have to take the wrapper. I have no idea what you're saying.
Well, and that's one thing I do remember about when I was, my brief stint studying French on Rosetta Stone is there's like a rule that like if a word ends in S or something, the S is silent. So I mean, like there is some tricks in there, and there's like if it ends like the plural of man sounds like the exact same as the singular because the ES is silent. I just remember being like, this is the trippiest language. Like, I don't understand your rules. Like, it all sounds the same. There's gotchas. So, I mean, maybe that was why.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I guess back to my scenario, though, on this vein, this is what I guess the evening news sounds like as someone in Europe watching it. Okay. We are here with your local news. The U.S., the Dow Jones, it's down. Just super nasally, exactly as we expected. We hope to recover with the rollout of the vaccine. I don't know. Is that how we sound? Someone needs to tell us.
Well, I feel like you nailed it. I feel like that's it. And, Dow Jones is down. Dow's down, but the hamburger sales keep going through the roof. It's absolutely crazy. It's like totally crazy.
What is the correlation? Well, Joe, I know we mentioned this at the beginning. We got a lot of great jokes this episode. I definitely agree. We nailed the American accent. We are actually fluent. And so we are really good at this accent. But if you want to give us some more specifics on what you were looking for from this person that submitted the bee baggage, please do. Tell us if we nailed it. Tell us if you want us to show you a French accent, because apparently we practiced.
And it's still no good.
But last week, Joe, was April Fool's, and I feel like, 2020, we probably kind of skipped April Fool's. Nobody was in the mood. Nobody wanted these jokes. So I feel like this year, some brands took advantage of the fact that apparently we're all used to this new normal, and we're back. We have April Fool's jokes again. So a few celebrities and some brands had some great jokes, and I thought we should do a little segment on some of the ones we saw.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah. So one of the ones that came up on my Instagram was Heidi Klum. She actually posted that she was revealing that she was going to replace Samantha on the reboot of Sex and the City that they're planning to roll out. And I feel like I thought it was a cute little gesture. I don't know many people believed it, but she had photoshopped herself into the picture with the other actresses and was like, I'm so excited to officially finally announce I'll be joining this crew and whatnot. So I thought that was cute.
Yeah, I will say out of all of the ones that I saw, I thought that one was the most like harmless, and it was just kind of a silly thing, and it was actually like kind of a fun, like it made me laugh.
Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, I see you. This is exactly what we can handle this year. We're not ready for a full-blown joke yet, okay? This is cute.
We were not ready for a full-blown joke. So like kudos to Heidi Klum for really understanding like, okay, this is about all we can take, because there was definitely a few more that I feel like they were wrong, or it was like they were just, we were not there, or they were just really ill in general. Like even on a normal year they were bad. Like I saw one, and I don't even know who this guy is. I think he's a rapper. So DJ Quick is his name. And he posted his April.
Know him either.
See, I didn't know him either. So, but he posted that he was on his way to the hospital because someone just shot into his car 7 to 10 times, and he got hit twice. And it ends with "pray for me." And it's just, this guy, I don't know what he was thinking when he was dreaming up this as a prank. I don't know, buddy. No. I just feel like that was wrong.
No, like you're gonna need to stay away from gun violence in your April Fool's joke. Like that's like one ask that we have of you.
Yes, right. Like, I mean, and does this man not have like a PR person who's there to filter and be like,
it's like, I don't know, DJ. I don't think that's a good one.
DJ Quick, bro. I'm like, I'm trying to help you here, dude. Like, I just feel like it's not the right time ever.
Well, you know what, though? I think being a PR person for a celebrity has got to be like the worst job ever, because like sometimes you're going to give them some advice and they're going to be like, I'm going to do it anyways. And then it's going to work out and they're going to be like, see, you didn't know shit or something, you know? And then you're going to be like, no, I have to like, I've been working a double to like clean this up, you know?
Oh yeah, like they really don't appreciate you, because if you're doing your job right, then they never really have to see anything bad about themselves. Oh my gosh, Morg, they're like the goalie of celebrities. It's like nobody realizes all the things they do to save the game. They just realize when they screw up.
Calling people and being like, no, you didn't mean it like that. Like, please don't cut your sponsorship.
You're right. That must be a messy job. I don't know if I could handle that. I feel like that would be one of those jobs that I'd be like every day, like, I'm gonna quit. DJ Quick, I can't do it.
Yeah, the next time he does an April Fool's joke, I'm gonna quit.
No, I said it'll be bad, I said.
Okay, but another, I feel like more wholesome one was Michael Strahan, of course, saying he was getting his gap fixed, even though, like, we all knew Michael Strahan, you're not getting your gap fixed.
This was, if we could award like an eye roll to a prank, this was it for me. Like, this won me eye roll.
Yeah, it was definitely like we all knew, but we were letting him do it, you know? We were letting him think he's tricking us.
But Mork, my issue with this prank is that he really, I think it would have been more clever had he done this months and months, maybe years ago. Like, he really had to plan this one out. But like 3 days beforehand, he comments and he's like, tweets about how much he loves his gap teeth. Like, I'm sorry, you do not tweet about your love of your gap teeth and then 3 days later share a picture of you with no gap.
Yeah, he needed like a much better setup, because, you know, if he had done something a little more dramatic, like let's say he got his tooth knocked out and then was like, I'm going to get it fixed and the gap's going to be gone, or, you know, something like that. Maybe I would have believed it a little bit more. Not this like video of him in like a dental chair being like, everybody would tell me no if I was, you know, asking them if I should get this done. So I'm just going to do it. And I was like, this is silly, Michael.
Right? Like, I mean, it just felt like a dad joke.
Yes, but I'm like, I feel like that's where Michael's at.
And it probably is. I mean, he definitely seems like that. So you good on you, Michael. You be America's dad. Like, I mean, it won my eye roll, so it really was like the perfect dad joke. But and let's face it, anything is better than whatever Quick DJ Quick did. So
Yeah.
you do you, Michael.
But what I really like doubled over on the eye roll was when the next day he posted a really freaking long video. And Joe, I have to admit, like
You watched it all.
I watched it all because I was like, I know you still have your gap, Michael. And he had a mask on the whole time for, of course, timely. Like he's outside with and wearing a mask, but the whole time he's just like talking about nothing, like making us all wait for him. And he's like, I had to do it, blah blah blah, like taking so much time. And then he finally like takes his mask on and he's like, ha ha, I got you. And I was like, no, you didn't. I just came here because I'm angry. Like that is why I'm here, Michael.
Morgan just came here to prove what she already knew.
And I'm pissed about it.
But again, like another area where I feel like Michael needs some support, where it's like, Michael, we don't need this grandiose like reveal. It's not even like, we all know that like you're wearing a mask. Of course, underneath there are your normal teeth.
Yeah, I feel like also what dentist office was like, yeah, come in and film, whatever you want to do, Michael.
Any dentist office that wants money
I guess
for doing nothing.
I guess that's true. And I've also read that, of course, with this past year, like dentists are really hurting because none of their clients have come in for the past year. So Michael's out there doing some good.
I was going to say, really Michael's a hero here. He is, what's the word I'm looking for, Morg? He's like advertising on behalf of dentists.
He's getting us back in the dental chair. If Michael can do it, we all can do it.
Man, Michael, I don't have a gap, but after that prank, maybe I'll go see a dentist and see if he can give me one.
Oh, JoJo's prank next year is getting a gap. Okay, well, one last one I wanted to share was non-celebrity one, but it was just a professor from a Virginia college. He sent out a PDF or a link that was labeled Final Exam Answer Key. And then once his students opened the link, it would actually be, what is the song, Joe? Never Gonna Give You Up.
Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Yes. So that was the link. So he rickrolled them.
Morg, and to me, I applaud this man, but I am also a huge fan of the rickroll. Me and my brother-in-law do this regularly to each other, and I don't know why. To me, it never gets old. And I also feel like I also really enjoy the song, so I don't hate getting rickrolled.
Okay, well, I guess you got to send him this article, but I thought that was a pretty good little prank.
I don't want to send him the article. I want to send him the document.
The final exam.
I want to send him the PDF. I've run out of rickrolls.
Okay, well, make sure you send it before he hears this. What, Joe, would you say was the biggest missed opportunity, though, for a April Fool's joke? So,
oh my
gosh,
gosh,
heard about some great ones, but I feel like there was ones out there that didn't get done that should have.
So many things. I feel like this could have been an opportunity for, like, I don't know why. I just feel like my mind goes to A-Rod. We've touched so much on this A-Rod, J-Lo, what's her name scandal that I feel like, I mean, which is so inappropriate. So this is just for play fun for me and you. But I feel like A-Rod could have been like, this was all just an April Fool's thing. Like, Madison and I have been doing a long con to April Fools, you people, and get publicity in the process.
And if I was the PR person, I would be like, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work.
A-Rod, don't do this. Stop. Don't do this. And you're like, what do you know? I'm going to do this, and they're going to buy it.
I've gotten away with cheating multiple times.
I'm the expert. Okay, but I don't know why that popped in my head. But what do you think, Mark?
So I guess I was thinking, like, and maybe this is like too controversial, Joe, but I feel like for all the people who think the election was rigged, like, I feel like this would be a great time for Donald Trump to come forward and be like, it wasn't, that was a joke. It was a very long con. I'm here to reveal that we can all calmly proceed into the next 4 years of Biden's presidency. I don't know.
Morg, maybe it was his plan, but he didn't foresee getting kicked off of every social media platform, so he couldn't carry it out.
Tell us.
So who knows? Maybe he was going to do that.
Yeah, maybe he he has no way of getting it out to us, but it was his long con.
He's trying to get back on Twitter, and all the while we think it's just because he wants to be obnoxious, but really he wants to let everyone know this was a very long-term prank that was going to be so hilarious.
So hilarious that they give him a new TV show called The Apprentice too.
The Apprentice Jokester.
The Apprentice meets what was that show with Ashton Kutcher?
Punked?
Punk.
And he wears a, what do you call those hats? Trucker hat.
Yes. I see it. I see it. Somebody find out what Trump's up to and let him know that we're all in on his con. We got the memo.
I would watch, would I? I don't know that I can say I would watch Apprentice Punked.
I would watch at least 2 episodes.
Yeah, I would give it that. So speaking on things that are April Fool's jokes and what is the best missed opportunity. So this makes me think of something that was not an April Fool's joke that honestly, it really should have been played off as an April Fool's joke, or it should have been an April Fool's joke. So did you see Gwyneth Paltrow's, she did her beauty routine for Vogue.
Okay, yes, I did.
So, and in it, she uses sunscreen, but she doesn't slather on sunscreen like you or I would on a normal day, just, slather it all over.
The sun will catch me inside.
Even if I don't go outside, I'm slathered in sunscreen. But she just dabs it on her cheeks and I think the tip of her nose, and she says where the sun really hits. And she treats it almost like a highlighter.
Yes, I did see this video. It was so stupid.
Right? It was very annoying. And then the dermatologists were all like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, do not do that. That is not how sunscreen works. Like, you're an absolute fool if you're just dabbing the world's tiniest amount of sunscreen on your cheeks and your nose.
Like, can we all agree that the sun is like the least forgiving? Like, what? Like, the sun's not like, oh, I'll pass on you. I won't shine a ray on you. You
Girl,
got a little dab.
Gorgeous.
You got a little dab on your cheek. I can't shine on you.
That is reflecting all over you. I can't touch you, and you just look so good. Why would I?
Yeah, I feel like she was asking for it too, because is Vogue not embarrassed of this as well? Like, they had her featured and sponsored that garbage.
Well, here's the thing, Morg. I wonder if it's like they felt like it was like, oh my gosh, that's a really great beauty tip. Like, just really hit on those areas that are really gonna get sun. Like, I just feel like with Vogue, the purpose of doing these beauty videos is like getting celebrity beauty tricks. But that was like, they really should screen these beauty tricks before they commit to it.
Before they just post them. It bothers me so much, Joe, that these celebrities that know nothing, like, they're not dermatologists. They literally know nothing. They have people that put their makeup on.
Yeah.
They have people that pick out their food and their skincare products. They get to be the experts that we all are like, oh, they know what they're talking about.
That's so true. We're such suckers. And it's like, why? Like, what does this person know that I don't? I've also been putting on makeup for many years now, and I suck at it. But
well,
are they
apparently
better?
She knows how to escape the sun's rays.
Apparently she knows the secret, Morg. Dabbing it on the balls of your apples, or apple balls, or whatever they're called. I know nothing about makeup. Your cheeks? What do you call those? Aren't they apple balls?
I have never, ever heard my cheeks called that before. But
the
I think we should start
cheeks.
calling.
It's a thing.
Joe, what are you talking about? What are apple cheeks is a question. Okay, apple cheeks refers to the nice, plump, youthful appearance of the cheek. So is that what we're calling them?
Yeah, I think, is it called the apple of your cheek? I swear there's a name for it.
Okay, well, I mean, the internet supports this. I have never ever heard this term. They say also in children referred to as chubby cheeks, the fullness of the padded part of the malar fat pad in your cheek.
That's
That's a
weird.
really bad term.
Yeah, that's weird. And also, whoever decided the fat part of your cheek should be called an apple is weird.
Yeah, a little slice. I could see it.
Oh, I always pictured like full blown a circle of an apple,
Oh, well,
like a
depends
full apple.
on how juicy your cheeks are.
I guess so.
Yeah, so in this case, I would say jokes on Gwyneth Paltrow. She didn't come out on the winning side here.
But it kind of blows my mind that she thought this was like a good idea. Like, I mean, this really annoys me more. Like, I'm not ready to move on from this. It's annoying that she was like, this is great.
Just
Like,
dab this on.
just, and you're done. Voila. It took 2 drops.
I feel like that's like something I would say. Like if I like in my mind, if I were ever doing a Vogue interview, I'd be so freaking nervous. But this is probably just like a Tuesday for Gwyneth, and she's just making it up as she goes. And she's like, and just dab this on. She doesn't even know there's like sunscreen on her hand. She's like, whatever this is. And I just want to get back to my Goop strategizing session. And so she's just, going to say whatever comes to mind on this video. And apparently nobody QAs it. So they just post it on up.
Oh, okay, Mark. So I feel like we love to do hypotheticals. So if you were doing your Vogue beauty tutorial, what would be Morg's questionable beauty advice?
Okay, y'all, maybe this is TMI, but I am like struggling right now with like dryness all around my chin and upper lip, and it's like super dry. Like I broke down this weekend and finally went to the dermatologist, and now I have special cream. But prior to that,
fancy lady,
like my advice would have been to get about 6 to 7 pumps of lotion.
Wait, just body lotion?
it was like over the counter facial lotion, but it was more than moisturizer. It was
heavy
supposed
duty
to do some work, but it wasn't. It was just still flaky. I had a flesh beard. It was so ugly. So my advice would be, like 6 to 7 pumps. Just lather it on. It's gonna look just white still on your skin. Don't even just let your skin soak that up, because not to worry. When you look back in the mirror, it will look like nothing happened. You didn't even put it on.
Still the flesh beard.
Like it was not going away. I had to go to the dermatologist. So my beauty fail would have been my first attempt. My at-home remedy was huge globs of lotion on my face.
Well, I feel like we've all been there. I'm not willing to spend the money.
I can't. But yeah, what would yours be, Joe?
Well, Morg, so up until recently, kind of similar to you, I was like, kind of like, who am I fooling? And this was like for 10 years. I like love Aquaphor. I put it on my lips at night, and I was using it as an eye cream. And then, I was just looking around, and I was like, I don't know that this does anything except make my eyes like slimy, because it's like a Vaseline. It's like a petroleum product. And I just was like, I don't know, like what made me decide, like as a youth, that this was like my beauty product that I was going to use as an eye cream. But I did it for a really long time, and then I just now bought like a legit eye cream.
So do you think it was working?
I have no idea. I mean, I switched to an actual eye cream because I felt like I was starting to develop some crow's feet stuff. So I don't know, because, when I was doing it, I was like, it started when I was like 19 or something like that. So it was like, my skin was still pretty young that I wasn't seeing those lines.
Yeah. Okay. So you're all-in-one solution, Aquaphor.
Pretty much. Yeah. It was like a catch-all. Like then I had a roommate, which I think was initially how I started using it in my eye area. She was like, she used it as an eyelash conditioner. And I was like, I'm just going to slather it all over my eyes.
Okay, what the heck is going on with this brand? Like, everybody's just throwing it on their eyeballs. Is it even for your eyeballs?
I don't know, but it is like a product that people like that even celebrities more, even though I was doing this way before I saw celebrities, were like pro Aquaphor. It's like their product for whatever. I don't know. It's just a nice, creamy, thick jelly.
Well, Joe, it seems like you're not alone. A dermatologist in Allure magazine says tapping a little Aquaphor over your eye at night plumps up lines by sealing in moisture, and it's non-irritating. So
Stop
maybe
it.
you're on the right.
Oh my gosh, my bad beauty advice is good beauty advice?
Hey, that's right. Sometimes you win.
That's a first.
It's one of the best products for under eye. Do I need some of this? I've never bought this product in my life.
You got, and it's so cheap, Morg, and the tubs last forever.
Okay, well, this is actually not a fail. So good job, Joe.
Wow. Okay. Never mind. I'm an expert.
Mine was. My dermatologist told me mine was.
Oh, don't worry, Morg. I've had plenty other fails.
They said, yeah, that's not going to do it.
This is water-based. Your problem's much bigger. Like, what were you thinking? I hate that, though. I hate that feeling when you go to a dermatologist and they're kind of like condescending, like, this is filled with oil and you're coming in here wondering why your pores are clogged.
Yeah. I'm here. You're the expert, so that's why I'm here.
That's all that matters now is I came.
But yeah, now I'm on 3 medications, Joe, so
you go, Morg.
I made up for your win with 3 fails. But Joe, speaking of fails, have you heard about Amazon's pee scandal?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I saw this. I saw the actual peas in a bottle, and yeah, I mean, it was a big shocker. But yeah. What exactly happened?
For a little background, the drivers for Amazon products, they have, started to talk about unionizing apparently. And of course, Amazon doesn't want them to unionize. And so they have been very much so self-promoting that they give fair treatment to their drivers, that they pay them well because they do pay, I guess, $15 an hour, and kind of are saying like, we already meet above standard and for the industry and whatnot. So, in retaliation, drivers have said like, no, we don't even have enough time to use the bathroom on our shifts. You have to eat in our car while we drive. We don't have like the standard for breaks, like every 4 hours. It's required that you're supposed to have a 15-minute break. Like, we're not getting these things. Mm-hmm. And so Amazon doubled down on their response, which I think this is where we really made the mistake. And from their Amazon News Twitter account, they posted, you don't really believe the peeing in bottles thing, do you? Because a lot of drivers were saying we have to pee in bottles so we can make quotas because we can't stop at a bathroom. And they said, if that were true, nobody would work for us. The truth is that we have over 1 million incredible employees around the world who are proud of what they do and have great wages and healthcare from day one. We hope you can enact policies that get other employers to offer what we already do. Like, they really, really thought highly of themselves with this post.
Yeah. I mean, like, not only did they deny it, but they like went out of their way to be like, we are the best.
Yes. And so then a reporter actually validated like employment of a lot of employees prior to posting like picture after picture after picture of the pee bottles that they actually keep in their vehicles so that they don't have to stop to use the restroom. So they're like, okay, so you're gonna come out Amazon News and legitimately say like, oh, we are better than everyone else and we give really high standards for this industry. So then like, it's just been all over Twitter that, yeah, Amazon does make their employees pee in bottles, but then their response, like, they just keep doubling down. Their response was, yeah, they said, okay, yes, we've come to realize that this does occur, but it's an industry-wide problem. And so now they're just blaming it again on some, like, which is it? Amazon? Is it that it doesn't happen? Or is it that it's an industry problem and you're working to solve it? Or is it that your employees want to unionize and you don't want them to? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's annoying because it's like first they like deny the problem, then when they actually are presented with evidence that the problem does exist, they like point the finger at someone else. Like it's not our fault. This is just how it goes down. Like it is really annoying. Like take some ownership, Amazon.
I know. I feel like it's a little bit surprising because I guess I feel like most tech companies are very PC these days.
Yes.
And so Amazon's like really doubling down on like not being like caring of its employees. It's like, what?
But that's the scary thing too, Morg, is like I just wonder if they realize like we are so reliant on Amazon. You know, that it's almost like it doesn't matter. Like they're not going to stop shopping with Amazon. Like, are we going to stop shopping with Amazon because of this? Like, I don't know, Morg, but like it just feels like they feel like they're invincible because of like how much we use Amazon as a society.
But that's where I feel like the workers actually have control because they could strike if they unionize.
Yeah.
And they could be like, we're not driving your packages. So
I feel like they should. And I mean, this is also an instance where I feel like we talked about like social media can kind of suck. But I feel like this is a time where like how great was social media?
It shines.
Yeah, in that it's like all these people who were, I don't know, just like shut down, like this doesn't exist, were able to be like, yes it does, here's the proof, like I work for Amazon, and it was able to be like spread around to where it was like viewed by all of us, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's such a good point. I feel like that's where social media gives a voice to people that we wouldn't hear from otherwise, that can actually say what's happening in the world. And otherwise, we would all just believe that Amazon does pay great workers, and these employees should just shut up and not unionize and not ask for more.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that we're wrong. I guess Amazon was wrong. But if anybody's interested, people had a field day on Twitter with it. Lots of funny tweets. One of my favorites was, there has to be somewhere between a happy medium of me getting my packages in 2 days and my driver who delivers the package not having to poop in a bag in his car. And I agree. Yeah, there should be a happy medium between those two things.
Hey, I mean, I don't need it in 2 days. Like, I'll wait if my driver can get a bathroom break.
Exactly. I was like, maybe they should post that. Like, when you're about to check out and you're like, need it by tomorrow? Dylan won't be able to use the restroom. Are you sure? And then I'll say, oh my God. Yeah.
You want to think that again? Do you really need like your 12 pack of spicy Doritos by tomorrow, or can it wait?
Or should you not buy this at all, Morgan? Should you put it back because it's probably what's drying out your face?
That would be so great. Like, just a way to keep us all in check was like, I think you're not thinking about Bernard here. He hasn't peed in 4 days, and he's busting his butt to bring you one pair of tweezers.
Yeah, like a snarky checkout. Can you bundle this with a something else? This is ridiculous, Morgan.
This is silly. Are you that lazy that you won't just go to Target? It costs the same.
Well, I have been trying to shop on Etsy more, so.
Oh, I love Etsy. What are you buying on Etsy?
So I am, of course, wedding planning right now. And I just bought my flower girl a little headband. So.
Oh, sweet. Can't wait to see a pic. Well, I love Etsy. I love like the handcrafts. Like that's the thing is like I know Amazon has like a handcraft section, but I'm like, I'm not going there because I would rather go just, I don't know that Etsy's much better, but I feel like I'm supporting more small businesses by using Etsy.
Yeah, and I mean, they're of course not a mammoth of a company yet. Who knows where Etsy might go? But I haven't heard anything negative like this, and Etsy's not coming forward saying, "Do you really believe that?"
Yeah, I mean, their stuff just goes through a regular mail.
Yeah, so I guess I'm just curious to see how this pans out for Amazon because I don't feel like it's going the way they want it now. Like they kind of don't have the leg they had to stand on about saying their conditions were great.
They shot themselves in the foot by being super cocky. Yeah, I agree, Morg. But I too am interested to see where this goes. I'm totally nervous that it's really not going to have a huge impact because we all use Amazon. Like, are we willing to boycott Amazon?
Yeah, that's true. I'm probably trying to order less, but you're right, Joe. I have a Prime membership. I'm a part of the supporting club.
Well, and everywhere you go now, it's like 50 best things under $100 on Amazon. Like, this is the best selling dress in the world, and it's on Amazon, and it's like 10 things you didn't know you needed from Amazon.
But I've never bought clothing on Amazon once.
Me neither. No, I refuse because you look at what it's made out of, and it's like straight up, I swear, Morg, they might as well just write 100% plastic. Because I mean, it's like polyurethane, polyester. It's like all a variation of plastic. And I'm really trying to get away from putting plastic on my body because it makes me sweat, as we know.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sweating all the time these days.
It's probably all that plastic.
I had no idea. I need to check my clothes. I didn't know it made you sweat so much. I gotta look at my.
Well, Morg, I learned.
Material.
I quickly learned what my clothes were made out of when I lived with no air conditioning, and I realized like if I was sweating like immediately and I couldn't feel any wind breeze on my body, it was some form of plastic.
Oh man, that does sound bad.
That's the trick.
Learn. Okay.
Yeah, and I lived above a bakery. It sucked.
Oh my God. It's like 4 a.m. It becomes a furnace. They're starting the day.
Yeah, yes, Morg. And they would turn on music, but this is a story for another day. But yes, it was horrible in the summertime.
Okay, yeah, we do need to discuss this further. But while Amazon's sticking their foot in their mouth, Jen Shaw apparently on Real Housewives of
that segue.
On Real Housewives of Salt Lake City also stuck her foot in her mouth.
I don't know where to start with this one, Morg.
Well, I mean, I have to start with the fact that I have not watched Salt Lake City, Joe, so maybe just give us a little background on this woman.
Yes. Okay. So Jen Shaw. So she is a rich, what she calls like herself, like kind of an entrepreneur. She has several businesses and she has like 6 personal assistants. She lives in this huge, grandiose house, and she has a husband who's the assistant coach of a Utah college football team. And so she's I would almost say she's kind of one of the like driving characters on Salt Lake Morgue because she's very volatile and she's very quick to get angry and like very quick to react.
She's got a lot of screen time for her fighting.
Yes. Okay. And it's like, in my opinion, sometimes she doesn't really see any fault in herself. So she's like this big personality. I think she's got to be really great for the show. So that's like kind of a quick like rundown of who she is. But so then what was this, like a week or so ago? Yeah. It comes out that as they're filming even, she got arrested because the FBI had been looking into her, and apparently one of her companies was like fraudulent. And it was her and one of her 6 assistants were partners in this scam to get old people to kind of swindling old people out of their money, like getting them to invest in like worthless stocks or
and like really saying that they were going to sell design services for websites.
Yeah. And like these old people like didn't even use computers. So the weird thing that I guess I'm like kind of hung up on is the fact that, so I guess this had been going on for, I don't remember how many years, but like 20 years. And like the latest that she'd been doing it was like February of this year.
Yeah, that blows my mind.
Yes. Like, why would you put yourself in the limelight and you like everyone's already questioning, because that's been like a huge question around the show is like, but what does Jen Shaw actually do? Like, what are her actual businesses? Because she's always talking about how busy she is with all of her businesses and she needs these 6 assistants. And it's like, what does she actually do? So she just like, what do you call that, Morgan? It's like she just like laid herself out there, like, come and get me. Like she just like gave herself
she set
up.
herself up. Yeah. But also like, I feel like we were talking about this before the show as we were planning, but like so many of the housewives on any of the different cities, I feel like have 6 things going. They got like 8 irons in the fire. They're like, my business is about to start. I'm making a Prosecco. I just designed a handbag. and tomorrow I'm going to start like, being on sets for movies. I don't know. I feel like they like are doing so many things, and they always act like they're so busy, but then they also never really have a successful business. Like, I've never once bought a single one of those women's products, and I watch these shows.
Except Skinny Girl.
Oh, okay. Bethany Frankel, you did do a good job.
But other than that, Morg, I'm totally with you. And I gotta be honest with you, like, I see some of the things they're trying to do, like, and I'm really not into it. It's like, I don't need your toaster oven, Sonia, or like,
yeah.
I can't even remember some of the stuff. Like, what is Shannon's like water or something, like her drop of water, her like healthy, basically she's getting into like the weight loss food game. And that to me is weird because it feels like a very saturated market. Like, I don't understand their business ventures.
I feel like they use the Housewives show to just like try to see what sticks. Like, they're like, I'm going to start like 8 things and see if I can make some money from it. Unfortunately, though, in this case, she wasn't even trying to like get her viewership to do it. It was like literally scamming people 55 or older. Like, that was her target demographic.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, how big of a narcissist are you that you think you can get on this show and like be as shady as you are and be like, they'll never get it. They'll never find me. Like, nobody's ever going to investigate this. Like,
you know what was even worse?
What?
Is that I read that they were selling the list of names of people they'd scammed to other scam companies. Like, they were like, oh, these people are easy targets.
Oh my gosh.
And so they were like reselling the leads lists of the people that could be scammed.
Oh, that's so crappy. And that to me just confirms like she's just kind of a garbage human.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
But Morg, this is also to me like what I'm also struggling with is it feels like this is not the first housewife, although I think hers is very bad. This is not the first housewife to like during their time as a housewife have been caught with some fraudulent things and like scams and get arrested. Like, why is this so normal?
Well, okay, I think you kind of nailed it already with some of the stuff you were saying. Like, to be on this show, you have to be so narcissistic, right?
Yeah.
So there's already that like going for you. So you already pretty much have to not care about anybody beside yourself, because that's like part of the trade of being on this show. You got to be like really shitty to the people around you and just be like, well, that's the way I am, bitch. And so with that in mind, I feel like we're just watching a cesspool of individuals that are already like predisposed to act like this.
Yeah.
So yeah, for them all to be fraudulent, or, some of them to be, I guess, can we be that surprised?
No, but why do we still watch it? Like,
why do we still use Amazon? Who are we? Are we having an existential crisis?
Oh my gosh, Morg, we suck.
We are part of the problem.
I can't stop.
I know. I watch The Housewives. I'm part of it because, it's just fascinating that these people act this way. That's what it is. That's the draw. Like,
it is.
And I love the gossip about like not my actual friends, I just am like, oh my gosh, these women are crazy.
Oh, and I totally agree with that. I think we have touched on this before, but for me, especially during the pandemic, like there's nothing going on. I got no friends, nothing to do, nowhere to be. The only thing I can talk to my only friend about, who is my mom, is like, oh my gosh, did you see what Teresa did to Jackie? Like, can you believe that? Like, I mean? Like, this is what we live for. And it's like if we didn't have this to talk about, we'd have nothing to talk about. And I don't mean that in a rude way. It's just, there's nothing.
Yeah, no, I mean that, yeah. But I just think these women are all like, as a group of people, like they're the type of people that would commit fraud anyway. So we're just grouping them together. So
yes. And they have.
Rampant.
And they have. And also, I'm over the housewife that acts like they didn't know. It's like, really, Erica Jane, you didn't know?
Yeah, what did Erica Jane do?
Erica Jane's husband.
Embezzling. Yeah.
Her husband was. But Morg, the shady thing that she did was she was selling, whenever they caught him, she's immediately selling her clothes. And then they had to be like, you need to stop selling your clothes. Those no longer belong to you. I don't know if it was the FBI, but I mean, it was like, what are you doing? Like, we froze your assets. You can't be doing this.
Oh my gosh, so she full on was having like a Schitt's Creek moment.
Oh my gosh, exactly. Oh my gosh. What is this when life imitates art?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, and then Teresa, of course. I mean, yeah, there's a lot. The ex-husband of one of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like that, I mean, these people are intertwined with fraudulent people.
Yeah, a couple Potomac women having a hard time with their taxes, which I have a hard time with that one. It's like we
I'm
didn't
having a hard
understand.
time with my taxes.
Okay, I guess that's a little more relatable, but come on, like if you're that rich, hire someone to do your dang taxes.
Yeah, like didn't they just say they like forgot or like, oh my God, nobody
Yes.
told me?
Well, one of the ladies, I'm not really sure, but one of them was like, who had judged the lady, like, how did you not know about your taxes? Then later got in trouble with her taxes, Robin, and she was just kind of like, I just kind of let them build up, and I forgot about them, and I just didn't know what to do, and it was just like, girl, are you for real? The minute that I would like, I'd be having so much anxiety, I'd be like, get someone in there as soon as I realized I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, no, I for sure. Like yeah, you're rich enough to hire somebody if you're rich enough to forget about them. You know what I mean?
Yes, like exactly. Like they go hand in hand.
Well, just a friendly reminder, the tax day has been moved out this year past April. It's May 17th. So if you didn't know, you have a little bit more time.
Thank you. I needed to hear that. That's definitely in the back of my head. I don't want to be hating on these women about not doing their taxes and then I do the same.
Yeah, they're going to come after you, Joe. Joe, we need to do a much deeper dive on the women of the Real Housewives shows and all of the fraudulent acts that we've touched on today. I feel like this could be a whole episode.
Morg, I do too. When you said that, I'm thinking we got to come up with taglines related to their fraudy scams. Oh my gosh, we're doing that.
I don't need to know your name or do my taxes.
Morg, save it.
Oh, you're right. You're right. That's what's coming. That was a sneak peek. Thank y'all so much for joining us for another episode with the Bees. We are 2 Bees from Lil D, and if you want to, follow us on Instagram, but please like, subscribe, leave us a comment, send us some bee baggage. We love to hear from our listeners, and have a great week.